Another day, another Super 7 video. Let's talk Dragon Ball, horror, kaiju, and more. Steven's Toy Reviews. Hey there, collectors. It's going to be Steven here, and welcome to another critique, review, if you will, of Super 7, and kind of where they're at now for the action figure market. So if you checked out my New York Comic-Con exclusive Heat Ray Godzilla Ultimates glow in the dark, let's go ahead and throw another word in there for the word salad review and critique of Super 7. I brought up a few points where basically what my thought is right now for Super 7, unless they're able to correct this, is going to be, I personally would not pre-order any Super 7 product right now, nor would I purchase any Super 7 product right now, with the asterisk being, unless you are comfortable with what is being advertised for the product now. And again, of course, Steven, I would only buy anything that I feel comfortable with, but what I'm pointing out is there are a few factors that have been going on with Super 7 and their products recently that really make me feel almost upset buying and being a consumer of their product. And with these types of videos, I've kind of thrown in the towel with trying to reach Super 7 directly. I'm going to be honest, I really don't think that they are very well listening to the consumer, except for maybe a few people on the design end, because designers have noted that they are listening to feedback, but when it gets really to the top, maybe where it matters, making the final decision of what's cut, what's not, how this will release, how that won't release, I really don't think that those people will really listen here. But to you, the customer, the collector, who, you know, I can speak one-to-one to, which is why I'm making this video, I think we can have a reasonable talk. You may agree with me, you may not. But anyway, so some of the points I made in that video, and I would suggest watching the whole thing. It's like a podcast, set it and forget it. The first point that I made was that right now with Super 7, in some way, shape, or form, customers are communicated to about releases. And sometimes they may be under the impression that something can't happen. This happened with the first wave of Silverhawks. As soon as folks, collectors, got the Wave 1 in hand, at SDCC, they announced that they were doing VAC metal or toy tribute ones. So Silverhawk collectors were under the impression that that was not possible. Second point, just like that, with Nosferatu and Metaluna Mutant, Wave 1, as soon as those got into the hands of collectors, they announced Wave 2, wherein they did a color version instead of black and white for Nosferatu, and they did a glow-in-the-dark Metaluna Mutant. While the glow-in-the-dark one is not all that big of a deal, they did a color version as opposed to just black and white. And then I do believe that they removed some accessories. I could be wrong there, but I do believe that to be the case. And now they are doing super duper awesome, amazing power-up packs. So what you basically have to do is pre-order directly from Super 7. I've never pre-ordered directly from Super 7. Is that a full payment up front? Don't know, but you are paying Super 7 directly for your pre-order, and then you have to pay shipping. So you're paying full price, you're waiting for it to come in stock, you're committing to that pre-order. Okay, not a big deal. But we're going to talk about the next part, Super7.com exclusives. So, slash there is a placeholder for the glow-in-the-dark slash and for some TMNT figures, as well as I'm sure there have been other cases of this or more in the future. They did a glow-in-the-dark foot soldier and they did a glow-in-the-dark set of the TMNTs with the four brothers. Those were set to only be Super7.com exclusives. You had to get your pre-orders in, and then pretty much as soon as they got in the hands of customers, they started not only popping up elsewhere for pre-order and in stock sales, but the four brothers showed up at Macy's, and as soon as Slash got in the hands of customers, he went up for pre-order at partner retailers. Most notably, one we're going to talk about here in a minute. The last point that I made in the particular Godzilla video is that when it comes to variants and releases, they are not afraid to make accessory packs, $85 packs, event exclusives like NYCC, or withhold accessories that may be pertinent later, and you have to pay full price. Going back a second, I'm not going to put more editing into this. How this point with the glow-in-the-dark exclusives goes back to point 3 with the packs, they need to hit minimum order quantity. So if they, for whatever reason, obviously they need to make the figures, so they have to hit minimum order quantity, but if they need to make 1,000 packs in order for it to be minimum order quantity, and they only hit 500 orders directly, then what are they going to do with those extra 500 that they need to make in order for it to be profitable? Are they going to offer them as direct sales to their website or offer them to partner retailers? Don't know. Don't even know if that is even going to be a thing. Don't even know if they have to worry about minimum order quantity, but just something to put in mind for a little brain worm there to think about. So those are the 5 points that I had in that video. The fifth point is well constructed because it pertains more so specifically to Godzilla. But here's the sixth point. Minimum order quantity, pre-ordering up front, paying up front, early adoption, and then it's not even long term. So if you have been a part of the collecting game for a year or two, you'll know that sales sometimes happen and we have bargain bin stuff, right? Well, I'm not singling out retailers in specific because there have been a few that offer sales on Super7 products, even Tamashii Nations, NECA, Hasbro, everything, okay? But with Super7, we had this very interesting thing happen where 2020, you know what happened in 2020, 2021, people purchased, scalped, they needed to do another production run, which they said they don't really do, da-da-da-da-da. And then interestingly, some unfavorable reviews came out for different waves. And then as soon as I think it was wave 5 and 6 for TMNT hit, they immediately hit clearance. They immediately hit bargain bin, particularly on Entertainment Earth. And there are some other websites that will frequently run sales, like on Amazon. You can frequently find like the G.I. Joe ones. You can find Thundercats on once in a while for really, really cheap prices. And I'm talking anywhere between 20 and 30 bucks. Over the last maybe year or so, Big Bad Toy Store, BBTS, they've been doing daily or weekly sales where sometimes they'll rotate in a Super 7 Ultimates figure. And usually they're going to be about the same. They're usually the same TMNT figures from those waves. And okay, so we know what are the offenders that Super 7 has made recently. But this is pretty much, this is a bombshell, right? Let's show it here. They're doing a major clearance sale on November 6th, 2023, where there is stuff that came out this past summer, end of going into August. So August, September, October, it's the beginning of November. Oh, 60% off. 50% off, 40%, 20% off. Godzilla Wave 1. It's Godzilla Wave 1. Go ahead and correct me. Go ahead. 20% off. So basically, what you're seeing here, folks, is that if you paid MSRP, if you jumped on board to help Super 7 hit that minimum order quantity, and you paid your dues to get this stuff made, well then congratulations. You waited for a year, 2 years, delays. You were sold on a render and you got a final product that had things change that maybe that wasn't communicated to you. And there were quality control issues that happened. Maybe you didn't get support because it's not specifically here on Super 7, but it falls into, quote, manufacturer accepted issues like paint variances that are okay or joint tolerance issues that are okay. That happens. And then it goes on sale. And it's not just BBTS. You can get discount codes at other sites. If you wait maybe for Black Friday, chances are they'll slash more. And that's not a pun just because slash is here. So I want to make it very, very clear with what I'm saying here for this point and the reason for this video. With what you're seeing here, these are probably close to 3 of my favorite Super 7 figures that I still have. May have done a little thinning of the herd. This Toxie, fantastic. Slash is amazing. Thirsty for Blood is awesome. I love these figures, right? They're great. They're amazing. But the problem is, if you jump on board and you pay full price for something, and especially now, if Super7 is doing these special pre-order bonus power-up packs, whatever the hell you want to call them, if they're doing that, let's say you get a new wave of TMNT products that go up because they have, I don't know, 5 or 6 figures. It's going to be $300, and they throw in like a little box of pizza and pizza slices. It's going to be $300. Let's say that releases in July, just in time for Comic-Con. Great, thumbs up. Quality control is kind of meh. They changed some stuff from the renders that they sold you on. Okay, not exactly to your liking. That comes at the end of July. It hits in August and then November. Remember, they sold it to you as a set for $300. Your favorite big name retailer sells it for $200, but you don't get the pre-order bonus accessory set. Tell me, collector, what are you more so inclined to get? Are you really that upset you just missed a little bit of extra pizza or whatever else they're going to include in the set when you could save $100 if you just would have waited a few more months? And that is the issue, and that's the point up, the last point, value. Value. Look, we came out of a really, really weird time, and unfortunately, that is an issue that Super7 is going against, because that's really the genesis of the Ultimates line. The Ultimates line came about in the middle of 2020, basically. That is where solicitations came out. That's where the promise of more figures came. That's when renders came up. And there was a boom of collectors and people having money to divert into luxuries and stuff, surprisingly. And then 2022 came around. People backed out of the market. We had the diehards who were still left in the collector pool. They saw stuff that they didn't like from this figure or that figure, and then they backed out. They canceled orders, and realistically speaking, retailers were left with stock. They didn't buy too much. Well, maybe they did. But mine is fine. But when some people pick up Slash and his legs go all wobbly bobbly, and you have the chosen content creators who are making those videos, and they're the first ones to get it, and that's what's happening, that's what's being showcased, of course you're going to have a ton of people. Stop doing that, boom mic. You're going to have a ton of people who are going to cancel their orders if the first reviews that come out, they're not that great. If the first reviews come out cause a major retailer to cancel all of their Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Wave 2, I think it was, orders, and then Super7 directly gets stuck with it. Of course, you're going to have people who are going to cancel and they're later going to buy it for cheaper. And then you're going to have people who are upset because the newest Simpson wave that hit is going to be like 65% off. Like, I bought 2 Mouser sets full retail because I was like, yeah, this will be fun. I want to support. I could have just waited. Could have got it for 20. Yeah. So you can say old man yells at sky. I'm really going after that cloud, but it's aggravating to the point of, are these valuable? You can say that you're promoting them at $60, $65, $55. You can even drop them down to $45. But if you're gonna say these are made to order now or miss out, and then 2 or 3 months later, I can get them for $20 cheaper, why would I bother pre-ordering? The catch-22. Because if someone doesn't jump on the metaphorical grenade to pre-order, they don't get made. But if not enough pre-orders are made, and you still decide to go through with it, then we get this guy. And then we start the cycle all over again. There's been talk going around in a few different interviews, I guess. No disrespect to them. Again, cool content creator. We want more Thundercats. Apparently, there was indirect talk of trying to nip this situation in the bud with these clearance sales with retailers, but I mean, there are a lot of people who canceled Wave 1 of their Toho stuff over that. I'm an admin of a group You see my comment sections, a larger group, kind of everywhere in the kaiju community. I'm more like a fly on the wall. I'm not the person, but I'm one of them. Super7, I want to make it clear. I do it out of love. I want to see you do better. I really, really do. I'm not a know-it-all. Come on. If you're going to sell me an $80 product, sell me an $80 product. Don't make me upset that I supported you early on, and then a few months later, could have got it for $50. Thank you for watching. That's going to be it. End card. Check out some of my other videos. That's about all that I have to say. I really hope this issue gets fixed because honestly, collecting, oh, you're just upset because you're losing money. Look, if it's a matter of value, I want to make sure that my purchase is justified, because if it's not, I'll just buy a cheaper alternative. Yeah. Thanks again. Catch you in the next video.